Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. No gameplay this time. Got a bit of a different one for you today because recently I noticed a lot of the time I get many different comments in the comments section and also messages from the PlayStation group chat that we have for the server of people asking me many different questions relating to how I do things with my videos or how I pick specific outfits, and I thought rather than doing this in a live stream in case not everybody sees it, why not pop it in a video? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a look at some of the questions that people ask. I'll try and remember what they are and then give you a very brief answer as to why I do it or how I do it in this video. So I hope you enjoy this one. If you do, once again leave your comments down below, subscribe for more if you haven't already, lots still to come. And do me a big favour, give me a thumbs up as well, just helps YouTube push this out to more people. So, without further ado, oh, and one other thing, in one of the clips there will be something a little bit different that those who are observant that watch my videos will notice is different. So keep an eye out and let me know in the comments down below if you spot what's different in that particular clip, and then in a future video or a live stream we'll see who got it right and also reveal what that was. So anyway, let's get into it. Well, here we go then, and one of the very first questions that I do get asked quite a little bit from different people again in either of the chats is, when I'm doing these videos, how do I get all of the UI off my screen so it looks so cinematic, for example like with where I'm stood now? And the answer to that was kind of simple. And it's not too technical, and if you are a player who plays on single player, or if you play on a server like myself that you own, so you are the server owner or the admin of a server, you'll be able to do this. You won't be able to do it if you play on an official server. You will be able to remove things like the contextual controls from the bottom right and your journey steps from the top right, but you won't really be able to move your health bar and things that show up at the top left. And the way to do this is, first of all, you need to go into your settings, go to admin section here, click the button that says make me admin. If it's single player, obviously you won't have it passworded, but if it's a server like mine, you'll have a password for that. You enter that there. It will then come up at the top right to say admin granted, you are now allowed to cheat, because it technically is cheating, but it has its uses for a lot of things, especially for content creation. And then this will obviously give you the normal admin access as usual with all your controls and spawn options, etc. But what you want to look for once you've made yourself admin is go back to your settings once again, and you'll see now under admin there is an option here that says enter creative mode, or in my case it says exit. So if I click that a moment and I leave creative mode, as you can see my health bar and other bits and pieces at top left have reappeared. But if I don't want those in because I want to make a thumbnail, I can literally hit enter creative and it's gone. And the other way you can do things is if you go to your menu here, obviously you can turn nudity on or off. Obviously I have it off for videos and streams, but then you can also remove nameplates, which is nameplates that appear above people, and also your little HUD dot that appears on the screen if you don't want them on. And this is where also you remove your journey steps and contextual controls, so anybody can do this, even on a normal game. If you play on an official server and you don't want any of these parts showing, you can obviously change it there. Just one side note, if you play on a community server and you select full nudity for example, but that server does not permit it, you will not get that. You need to have, or the server rather needs to have, the same allowance as what you do. So even if the server allows full, you can still have the option for either partial or none or full, depending on what you want to go with, but that's entirely up to you. Obviously for a single player you can also set that on the server settings to be none as well if you don't want it to be. So even if it was set like that on here and I had it changed on my menu here, it still wouldn't allow it. So that is how we get all of our UI off the menu and make things look interesting without nameplates or any information on the screen. Sticking with admin, another one I get asked on both sort of chat messages again is how, when you're doing your videos and or your live streams, how do you go to these certain areas like where we are now, New Azagarth, and not have anybody aggroing and attacking you? And this works exactly the same way again. You still need to be in admin mode, and you can be in creative mode as well. This would even work. If I came out of creative mode now with cloak disabled, these guys would all get up and attack me. So once again, to come to anything like this, you make sure you're in admin, and you can see on the left hand side there you've got the cloak, and then under that the health one that you can see that I've got both those ticked, so essentially I don't take any damage. And then with cloak it means I am invisible to any of these guys, or it would be if I had that one checked. And then just above there you've got your different options for fly and walk. Now if you were to click the fly option, your character can fly around. However, if you want to come out of that, you're then going to come back in this menu again and hit walk. However, since the introduction of the creative mode for building, so once you've gone into admin and you've put yourself into creative mode, if like for me on the PS5 you double tap X, you can hover up in midair, and as you can see I can quite easily fly around. And then if I want to land, double tap X again and we're back on the ground. And we can still maneuver quite easily, nobody can see us, we can stand next to people, we can emote if we want to. So you could do different poses for thumbnails or introductions or pieces for videos, etc, anything like that. And obviously with the flying mode you can obviously fly up, fly around, and your character will either be in this stood up position or like a seated position with their legs crossed, and you can use your controller to fly anywhere around the map that you want to do. And again, you just control yourself downwards, double tap X to come out. So the flying option in the creative mode is much easier, and you just access that exactly the same with the build hammer. Great if you're an admin or a server owner, because if you need to take down builds that people have made, you can literally switch it out to the demolish section, and then you can go around demolishing people's bases with your hammer, and you don't end up with all the resources in your inventory. Also, another cool feature with once you're in admin, if you go to your map, if you want to get from say here to a different location but you don't want to obviously fly all the way or walk all the way, you can simply find your map again. For me on controller, hit triangle. You've probably seen me do this a couple of times in live streams if you join my live streams when we do those. And again, we're now at our new location, and once again if you want to go down to the sinkhole I could fly down there if I want to, but we're not going to do that now. The notification you just saw pop up on the screen is a little pop-up again that you can enable in your settings. So it just pops up when you enter a build that is owned by somebody, that will help you recognise who that build belongs to. So that is how we can make thumbnails or videos stood next to 3 skull bosses, for example, or in enemy areas like New Azagarth without taking any aggro. Okay, so another one I get asked is, what was the outfit you were wearing? And there's a very simple answer to it once again. It's literally just something I choose from most of the in-game items that are available, either from some DLC pieces, as some are, or most are typically base game. And even though I'm wearing a certain outfit for the appearance for the video, I am still actually wearing a complete armor set. In this case this is the Redeemed Silent Legion, or the Redeemed Legion as it's called. And we're using the Thaumaturgy bench from Sorcery to disguise or use the illusionary system of that bench to make the helmet into earrings, the top into something different, the gloves into bracelets, as you can see these are, and then the pants and the boots. Typically I go with a mixture between the Zamorian Thief boots, which are a base game item, and the medium boots, which again are base game, and then the Hykeranian Raider for the trousers, as we call them, or the Tacit, which is the bottom half, and then the chest piece is the Lemurian Warrior, which again is a base game, and then just whatever dye I feel to use them at the time to kind of make up the outfit. So that's the one I'm wearing just now, which you've also seen a lot in the past, and also a lot of my followers wearing. And as I say, this is all done through the illusion system of the thaumaturgy bench. So if you take a look at the three options at the top there, you pop the item of armor in that you want the stats from. So for example, the Redeemed Legion helmet. Then you would put the earrings or headpiece, the jewelry, whatever you want to use, in the second slot. Then you would hit the button and it would move it over to the right hand box. And then when you equip it, you would be wearing the Redeemed Legion helmet just as I am, but it would have the illusion of a pair of earrings, and that'll work with any of them. The iron earrings, gold, silver, whatever you want to use. You just have to bear in mind that any particular item you use has to be relating to it, so you can't make a pair of gloves look like a helmet. Obviously it would be anything hand related needs to relate to a worn hand item. Same with the feet, the legs, chest and the head, but that's how we typically get that one. And if you want to change hairstyles or skin tone, anything like that for your character once you've pre-created them, once you reach level 60 you can actually still do this. So if you don't like the hairstyle your character started with, you can go to that particular bench there. This is called the Orb of Nurgle or Orb of Nergal, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And when you interact with this bench, it literally brings up the character menu that you see at the very start of the game, pretty much, and you can change your character's skin tone again, eyes, eyebrows, hairstyle, etc. all in that. So that is a fully craftable bench at level 60. And as I say, armor styles, if you want your armor to be styled like this, even armor that you're going to use for your thralls or your followers, do exactly the same for it in there. And then when you place it on them, as you'll be able to tell by the young lady in the middle there, that is a follower. The other two either side are both the display stands, armor display stands, just showcasing a couple. The one on the right is the most recent outfit that I was using in my first couple of looks at chapter 4 for the Edge of War, and that's the boots, as you can see, and then it's the tasset from the Voidforged Dragon, the bracelets again, bracelets for the headpiece, and then the top is one of the new items from that vendor, from that event, from the Sacred Hunt. That's the Bestial Regalia, which is essentially a cape. Doesn't come in this colour, this is just the colour that I dyed it to, which if you've seen my couple of live streams you'll have seen those. Obviously quite interesting, shall we say, especially on the females, but rather nice and rather fancy, and you could mix and match it with anything really. A pretty interesting one. This one, if you saw my Hidden Secrets video, I think it was, where we spoke about different areas that have interesting little different things if you've not found them before, and we went to the Black Galleon to discover the Rum Runner's recipe. This is another outfit style again, these are all full armor sets, strength based, so potentially Redeemed Legion. And what these are this time is the boots once again, but then it's the Black Hand trousers, which are once again base game, so you can loot these from people or chests within the Black Hand faction. And then the top itself comes from a DLC this time, that is from the Devoteries of Decketo, which also comes with the Innkeeper pants. So for the male it's a set of trousers and then a slightly different look to the shirt, but then the female it gives you that shirt and a skirt, as we call it in the UK. Again, different colour, but that's just dyed for that outfit that I was using at that particular time. Then if we move to our young lady in the middle, there's a little clue to why that name is above her, which I'll get to in a moment. If those of you that are eagle-eyed have spotted that, we'll come to that in a moment. This is another one of my outfits again. Again, either the thief or the medium boots. The artisan pants, which are a pinky colour I think it is when you first get them, just dyed to black. And again with the noble chest piece, which is another piece from the Decketo DLC once again. You do get a long skirt that comes with that, but I just paired it up with those for some of the videos that you've seen me do. So that is that one. And there is a little reason why some of you, or one certain person should recognise that name, but a lot of you will as well, and we'll come to that in just a second. Right, I'm just going to use these two young ladies for an example, because another one I get asked quite a bit, which is a part of the game, and a lot of people should know this by now, but there are people who still don't know, especially if they're new to the game. I've been asked this more so on the PlayStation chat, and we've had new players to Conan join the server. How have you got that person following you? And then the second part to that question is, how have you got two of them following you? Well, with Conan Exiles, obviously, as most of us know, we can have followers, and they can be humans or pets, and they can be anybody from relic hunters, people from the volcano, berserkers, whoever they are. And you can literally get these people to follow you just by interacting with them, pressing follow, and if I start to move, as you can see there, she follows me. And again, now if I interact with her menu, we now have the commands for setting up her behaviour in this menu as opposed to a behaviour menu, so this has recently changed as well. So when you get your follower now, when you're opening up their inventory to check out what weapon they've got, what armour they've got, this is where you can also set their behaviour pattern, and she will do whatever damage she's levelled up to do. These aren't levelled actually yet, so these are at the first level, so as you can see that's the base stats that they would come with. They just start getting a little boost to their agility damage because of the armour that she's wearing, which is full Stygian Soldier heavy armour, just illusioned again with the illusionary system, as the thief, boots, legs, hands, and then earrings for the headpiece, and then the war dancer or Zamorian dancer chest piece for the chest, but you could use whatever you like. Now, she will do what damage she does, but if we go to our attributes, and if we go down to authority, and then I pop all of these points in here, I always go with healthy diet, and then it's this final perk here that's the most important one, because if you select this one, you get these two options. This top option will allow you to have one follower, but they will get a plus 20 points to all of their stats, so increasing everything that can make them even stronger. Or you can choose this option for War Party, which won't give them a boost to all of their stats, but it will allow you to have two followers. So just for example, if I select War Party, she will still be following because I was originally asking her to follow me, but then if I go to her friend here and also say, why don't you follow as well? As you can see, two people now following me, so they will both follow us equally, and you can have, this will work with pets and human followers no matter what they are, and also you could still have your mount, so your camel or your horse with you as well, not a problem, but you could have one human follower and one pet follower if you like, or two pet followers or two human followers. Now if I was to take those points out, as you can see how it came up with a message there, because now if I put these back in again, just like that, but then this time I choose well trained. If I try and say, right, you follow me, she is still following. However, if I look at this one, she's not following now. So if I click follow on her, it will tell me she's now following me, but the first one that was following has now stopped. But as you can see, she's got higher HP and a plus 20 to all of her stats, which gives her a nice boost to all her bonuses at the bottom as well. But it also gives her a bit more HP and damage as well. So if I just tell her to stop once again, this is her base stats. If I tell her to follow at level 0, this is what she would come up to as well before they start gaining any perks or attributes. So you can have either one well-trained follower, which gets a plus 20 to everything, or you can have two followers that don't get the plus, but two people equals twice the damage. If you like that, or if you're somebody that doesn't use followers, then naturally you just don't put any points into authority whatsoever. Just respect your points elsewhere, wherever you want them to be. So yes, as I said, there is a reason why it's this particular young lady and why she's modelling this outfit for us rather than me using a mannequin. and the reason for that is this is the closest that I could get to how his character looks, so I'm sure he'll forgive me for getting it as close as we could. And that's just to give a little shout out to another fellow YouTuber who is an absolute expert. He'll probably say he isn't, but I say he is, when it comes to the whole new purge system in Conan Exiles. So if there's anything you need to know about the purge, then I'll do gaming on YouTube. There's a man to check out. I say it every week in my streams, and if Outdo doesn't know it, it's probably not worth knowing. So do me a little favour, go on over to his YouTube and check him out, give him a follow, watch some of his videos, leave some comments, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And yeah, just a little nod to him there, so hope you like that one, Outdo. Well, there you have it, my friends. That covers it, I think, for this one. Didn't want to make it too long, like I said, because there could be too much in it. But we'll certainly look at some more in the future if we get some more interesting questions that people would like some answers to. Hopefully that just gives you a little bit of a behind the scenes look at how I do things. Who's to say things won't be done via PC in the future? But at the moment, this is PS5, and all of those features can also work with PS4 as well. So if you're on console, even Xbox should be able to do it as well. They'll just be in slightly different places or slightly different buttons for the controls. But yeah, why not give it a go? I hope you found it interesting. Once again, leave your comments down below, leave your questions down below if you have any. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a thumbs up. And also, leave us your hints or your guesses to what you thought the thing was that was different in the video. It was quite subtle and obvious, I think, but maybe the eagle-eyed out there of you will have seen it. Let me know anyway. And that's it for me, guys. We're going to stay here and chill for a little while, and then we'll meet you in the next one. So while you're here, why not check out one of the videos on screen now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.